Hi, everybody. I'm Margaret Ann, and I'm here with the first of a series on the rainbow of crystals and gemstones. You know, I it's fun to do this by color because it also was sort of like doing it by chakra, more or less, although many gemstones can be used in various different chakra system aspects of our chakra system. So today we're going to focus on black gemstones. And when we focus on the energy of black gemstones, we are really working with earth-centered spirituality, the vibration of black gemstones, but also black, brown, metallic, reds, and grays are all helpful for earth-centered spirituality. Now, next week, we're going to be working with the browns and the red gemstones. So this week, we're focusing on the earth-centered black gemstones. So what does earth-centered spirituality mean? So to me, it means getting in touch with the earth. It means getting in touch with the fact that we are human beings here on planet Earth, having a human experience, and how can we, this is what we have to ask ourselves, how can we, well, we don't have to, but I recommend it, how can we make this experience be beneficial not only for our own personal spiritual growth and evolution, but also for all of those that we interact with? So, black gemstones can help you stay grounded, can help you stay focused. So, if you have a tendency to get scattered and easily go, ooh, oh, look, another shining thing, let me go over here, or you're doing too many things at once, the energy of almost any black gemstone can, well, I think all black gemstones can bring you back to center and focus and ground you. Uh, I love to work with the vibration of great mystery, which means going into the depths within our own consciousness. For me, that's what that means. Great mystery. So that's meditation work. That's going within, quiet, allowing ourselves to lower the eyelids and going back to the middle of the brain and focusing on the breath and being all aligned with the heaven above, but also very much with the earth beneath our feet and how we are grounded here on planet Earth for a human experience here. So that does sometimes take some inner work. Um, well, it always takes inner work. Inner work is always so beneficial, and that means stepping away from others, taking time with a journal. As you can see, I have a little picture of someone with a pen and paper, literally, to write and let the information, ideas, what's going on for you to come out through journaling. And so I highly recommend writing. So if you want, you can use a tablet and write on your tablet, but there's something about the energy of moving the hand and the pen and working with your feelings and emotions in that regard. Now, black gemstones are also helpful for working with helping you to realize, recognize, align with knowing that you're always divinely protected and that you are safe. Having that knowingness, having that belief system, having the faith from within you that you are always divinely protected, that sends an energy out. Everything we think, everything we believe is emanating and vibrating. So, black gemstones can help ground your belief system about being divinely protected and that you're safe. Now, in that same strain or a train of thought is also that gemstones are phenomenal, black ones, for cord cutting, for cutting the cords of the past. And sometimes we'll feel unsafe because certain things will trigger us, like push a button, and have us react a certain way or have issues arise because of things that have happened in the past. So I highly recommend allowing yourself to work with the energy of recognizing, first of all, acknowledging that that's there, that being mindful that that's coming up as an issue, and then cutting the cords of the past so that you can move forward with ease and grace and not have those issues hold you back in the future. So the last little bullet point I have here is visions. So it does go back to great mystery or meditation work, is to allow yourself to go deep within your own consciousness to allow for visions or knowing something. So sometimes my visions are not literally that I'm seeing something in my um, you know, third eye, or I'm not necessarily always seeing spiritually, spiritual sight, but sometimes it's a knowing. I just know something to be true. And that kind of falls in the same category as having visions. So that is also dovetailing back to working with the journal, working with writing it down. You know, for me, I often work with a Word document in my computer because I'm an author, I'm a writer, I'm always writing. So that if that's more comfortable for you, find your medium. You know, if you are more comfortable typing it into a notepad in your phone or something, go for it. That would take too much effort on my part, but you might be good with that. I've seen many of you doing that, and that's great. So, we're going to do some stone identification and talk a little bit about the black gemstones. So, black gemstones, like, and this is just some of many, black onyx, black tourmaline, jet shungite, smoky quartz, orthoceras fossils, chrysanthemum stone, snowflake obsidian, and so many more are good for warding off negative thoughts and emotions and releasing fears. Now, notice I say warding off negative thoughts and emotions. It's good for warding off any kind of negativity, but so often we first have to start with ourselves and recognize and accept and acknowledge that a lot of the negativity are really the thought forms and belief systems that we are holding personally. When we release and let go of negative belief systems, then we can move forward with positive energy and blessings all around. Now, I have smoky quartz on this list, but I want to point out that I'm not going to talk about smoky quartz tonight because we're going to do that with the brownstones next week. I just want you to know in case you say, oh, Margaret, you said smoky quartz. Well, yeah, that does fall in this category depending on the depth of the color, but so much of the smoky quartz really has a brown tinge to it. So we're going to use that next week. All right, good. So this is what black tourmaline looks like in its natural form. These happen to be double terminated and quite lovely. Actually, this is a photograph that was taken for my book, The Essential Guide to Crystals, Minerals, and Stones. So black tourmaline forms like this, and black tourmaline is my personal favorite for warding off negative thoughts, warding off the negative thoughts of other people toward me, and also for warding off electromagnetic frequencies. Absolute favorite for me. Now, there's other stones that are good for that too, but for me, my personal taste, my personal opinion, and that's what you have to follow too. Always trust your own intuition, your own gut when it comes to that, which stone to choose from. Okay, so that's black tourmaline. Now, this is black onyx. So now I'm going to say it, but once a black stone comes out of the bowl that you picked it from, it's very hard to identify. So you look at this tumbled stone, which is on the left-hand side, and that could be a piece of black tourmaline. It happens to be black onyx because I made sure that I pulled the black onyx photograph, but it also could be jet. If it's light, then it's probably jet, as in lightweight. But so black onyx very much could look like almost any other black gemstone. And again, black onyx is good for warding off negativity and helping you stay grounded and focused. Now, black obsidian is actually glass that formed naturally in the earth. And you can see in the background behind this photograph, that's black obsidian. So you can see black obsidian looks like something that molten, on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, that's a picture of an Apache tear, which are a little bit rougher looking. They're not necessarily polished or tumbled. We do carry the tumbled variety because at this moment, I haven't been able to find when I say we, I'm the owner of the Crystal Garden here in Palm Beaches. And so I also have a rock shop, so to speak. It's a gift. We're a gift store. We're a bookstore. We're a spiritual center, conscious living center here in the Palm Beaches. But anyway, so I haven't been able to get obsidian in the form of an Apache tier lately because my dealers don't have it. My rock dealers don't have it in stock. So we'll see what happens after everybody gets back from the Sedona show and see if anybody has any Apache tiers. It's just what they have called this particular style when it's not polished, and that is another thing I want to say about black obsidian is that it is so helpful when you're dealing with emotions that are buried deep within your consciousness. Now, if you wanted to read more about each of these black gemstones, as any good author would say, is you can always go to my book, The Essential Guide to Crystals, Minerals, and Stones, and read a lot more about each one of these gemstones. And I have other books on gemstones as well, but that's a good one to reference. All right, so let's go over here to the next slide. So black and white. These are black and white stones. So in general, generally speaking, if a stone is black with white spots or white with black spots, or is black with white explosion of, in that case, celestite with the chrysanthemum stone, or the orthroceros, which is a fossil, we have black and white. All of these stones, and there's more, I think, on the next slide, that have to do with it's black or white. It's you see, you read between the lines. That's another reason why I even put black lines on the white background here to emphasize the point that sometimes things are black and white, and it's helpful to gain clarity. So these stones can help you gain clarity. So with this, the Dalmatian jasper, which is the white stone with black dots, that one is going to be helpful for connecting with first loyalty because the Dalmatian aspect, the dog vibration, the animal medicine that's associated with it, but also to help you note and observe the loyalty of yourself toward others, being honest with yourself, observing yourself in that regard, and also observing about the people around you, how loyal and respectful they are toward you and trying to invite more loving kindness like a good dog and have that loyalty in your life. Now, the snowflake obsidian, which is black obsidian with white spots in it, that vibration is, I think, very helpful for helping you to see and realize that even when things are dark or appear to be dark, there's always light within the darkness. That we sometimes need that contrast to see the brilliance that exists in our life. Just like when we look up at the sky at night, if we're in a very well lit area, we can't see the stars, but they're still there. So, this is a reminder that there are things that are still there in the darkness that sometimes we just can't see it in the moment. So now if you take a note of the chrysanthemum stone on the left, that is a stone that has celestite within it so that it's a starburst effect. So this would help so many different things that in your life. And the other thing I want to point out before I talk about chrysanthemum stone is any and all gemstones, whatever you put your intention as to why you're working with that stone, that's what's going to be the effective aspect of working with gemstones. The rock by itself isn't like this magical wand that is going to suddenly make your life wonderful. It's your belief system and your consciousness and what you associate with that gemstone that's going to help you in your life. Now, this chrysanthemum stone, I think, is one that's going to be helpful for helping you to shine the light from the depths of your inner self. That's one of the many things because of the way it looks. You're a shining star. And then the Orthroceros is a fossil, and this is a fossil stone that I would utilize for helping you digest life, to integrate all that's going on around you. There's so many other things that each of these stones are good for, but this is a mini workshop. So to also identify, here's a picture of a little snippet of a bracelet or a beads that are part of a bracelet or a necklace, perhaps. And I put this here because this is a banded, black banded agate. And again, this is another stone that's going to help with the vibration of it's black and white. Read between the lines. See and know what's being said and what isn't being said, and be conscious that there's much more that's going on around you. On the right hand side on the top is a black rutile quartz or rutilated quartz that with black rutile needles. To me, this is a stone that is really beneficial when you're writing, for one. For some reason, it reminds me of a spider web. I guess you could probably see that yourself. And spider vibration for me has to do with writing and letting myself take the time to write. But if you're not a writer per se, perhaps it's about journaling. But it's also very helpful if you wanted to connect with grounding yourself by amplifying it with the quartz. See, the black rutile has got an energy to it, like an electrical vibe, not literal electrical, but the energy vibration. And then the quartz is going to amplify that. The black tourmalinated quartz on the bottom left of the screen, that's a piece of quartz with black tourmaline in it. And that's called tourmalinated quartz. And so that is also going to amplify the energy. The quartz amplifies the energy of the black tourmaline. And zebra, another black and white stone, zebra jasper. So this can help you with animal connection, animal communication, and the vibration of zebra in general. But again, this is a lot about it's black or it's white, finding that and discerning and distinguishing between two things. All right, what else do we have here today? Okay, so now, like I mentioned before, jet is very lightweight. And the reason jet is lightweight, because remember I mentioned before this could be a piece of jet for all we know, because once it's tumbled, it's hard to identify by sight anyway. So jet is lightweight because it is actually um, an evolution of a fossilized charcoal, and charcoal is lightweight. So you can see by the rough version on the screen on the bottom left that it looks kind of looks charcoal-like right there. And jet is a nice bracelet to wear. The reason I put the bracelet here also was a reminder to myself to tell you, but you probably already know, it's really great to wear your gemstones with intention, and one way to do that is to wear it in the form of a bracelet. So I know we have a lot of black gemstones in our show tonight and lots of jewelry with black gemstones in it or black and white, and that's going to be beneficial when you're trying to stay grounded and focused, like I said. Now, shungite is very popular, and if shungite is polished, again, it's a little bit harder to identify, although there is a different sheen to it, which you'll see during our show that immediately follows this. So just to mention now, uh, if you want to stay on with with me and the Crystal Garden, we have a show called Shop the Crystal Garden from Home live on Facebook. And it's on the Crystal Garden page on Facebook. It won't be here on Zoom or my personal page, but I highly recommend, even if you want to stay for a little while. Sometimes it lasts up to 3 hours, and that's too long for some people. But we laugh, we have fun, and there's more learning and more stone identification. That's the other reason. And that way you can see what shungite looks like when it's in the form of maybe a sphere or a tumbled stone. But you can see this person's hands on the right hand side are a little dirty. Well, that's the smudging that comes off of shungite, and a lot of people believe and use shungite, yes, to deflect negativity, but they like to use shungite for EMF protection, protection from electromagnetic frequencies. We even have here at the Crystal Garden little um, rectangle and um, round. I think we might have some round. Do we still have those? Yeah. I'm talking to Kate, she's in the room with me. We do have them, they're in the show, that you can place these little slivers of shungite onto your phone, or any electronic device to help deflect the vibration of electromagnetic frequencies. So some people believe that that works and use that and work with it, and it's very popular. But that's what shungite looks like in its natural form for those of you that have never seen it that way. And so one of my favorites, Obsidian. I really love Obsidian. I know we already talked about Black Obsidian and Apache Tears, which is Black Obsidian. But this, I love Rainbow Obsidian and Golden Sheen Obsidian. So when obsidian forms in the earth, it's natural glass that forms naturally in the earth. And when it does in the cooling process, there's different shades and colors. So you can have, as you see on the left, this happens to be my personal rainbow obsidian heart. And then on the right, a golden sheen obsidian sphere. But we also have silver sheen obsidian, which means that the shine or the bubbles within the obsidian is actually silver shade versus a gold shade. So these are part of the show. In fact, we have a beautiful pendant tonight that's a rainbow sheen obsidian, and it's a very unusual piece. It's very beautiful. So you might want to see that and join us for that. And we laugh a lot, so that's always fun. So this is good for seeing again the light within the darkness, the seeing that there is more to what seems to be dark and dreary or scary or whatever, that there's really actually a lot of light and rainbows and brilliance, golden energy. So believe it or not, we are complete for tonight. It's decent amount. That was a good 24 minutes or so. But so, what we're going to do is I'm going to share with you next week. We have the brown and red gemstones, and we'll be doing stone identification and talking about which stones are good for what purposes. And now we're going to slide right into our Shop the Crystal Garden from home on the Facebook page for the Crystal Garden. I want to thank all of you for attending. And if you want to rewatch this, or if you wanted to tell a friend about it, know that this is up on my personal Margaret Ann Lembo page on Facebook. And within the next day or two, it will be on my YouTube channel, which is also the Crystal Garden YouTube channel is youtube.com/ Margaret Ann Lembo. So there's a lot of videos and a lot of little mini courses for you for your personal awareness and enjoyment. I hope you're all well and happy and finding the rainbow of light within the global pandemic. Lots of love, everybody. See you in a minute over on the Crystal Garden page. Thanks for watching.